The top 5 Gran Turismo YouTubers. This might be controversial, but we put together a list of who we think are the top 5 on YouTube. So let us know if you disagree. I'm sure no one's going to disagree at all. We're going to start with who I think is the GOAT. Someone actually we both know and have raced with.
Yep.
Who is, well, you know, Super GT we think is the best Gran Turismo YouTuber, streamer.
Well, yeah, he's one of the fastest. He consistently gets the biggest streams nowadays. Now he's back on it.
Yeah.
Movie star. What else can you say about the guy?
I think
you tell me.
Well, I think it's great he's back on it. I think it does a whole thing for Gran Turismo and people want to race, and it's going to be inspiring for a lot of people. And we're going to, in this list, we're going to try and unpack why we think people are ranking where they are and sort of what people really bring to the table. I think with Steve, he's so relaxed. He's actually quite, you don't see streamers for other games being so laid back and relaxed.
It's almost horizontal.
Yeah, he's
literally
laid
almost
back, rather like this. But yeah, he's so chilled out. And but we know that, you know, in Club 100 where Steve has really cut his teeth karting, you need to be kind of a smooth operator there, and it's a very smooth karting style a lot of the time. And so yeah, that really translates into the racing. But great to see Super GT back. He's in at number 1. Number 2, like I said, it's not going to be controversial. I've gone for Key 25, who I think a lot of people know, but I'm not sure he's quite as relevant as he was back in the day, maybe when everything's heating up. But we'll see with Super GT coming back. But Key 25, I mean, super quick driver. You know, pretty much as quick as you can be without actually going to the World Tour, I would say. But hot-headed.
When it doesn't go his way, you know it hasn't gone his way.
But I think that's part of the
charm.
It's part of the charm, isn't it? You know that it's, and also that's, you have characters in racing. Like some drivers are just, you know, like Max Verstappen. You're not always going to get this. He's going to put you in difficult situations, and if you're going to come together, I've been side by side with Key. We haven't always come out the same corner.
You've had words.
We've had words, yeah. But that's just, you know, you respect it, and it's exciting, I think, for viewers to see these sort of drivers going side by side. And it's great these days. People are going to see more like Key going with Super GT, but very, very different styles.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Key is faster than Super GT or not. I don't know if you have any thoughts on how fast, for example, Super GT is in sim racing. It's very adaptable. It goes from Forza to Gran Turismo. You've seen in Club 100 in karting, you've got a Club 100 advisor there.
There we go.
That he has legitimately won.
Oh, he's flat out fast driver in karting.
Yeah, and that's a genuinely very high standard in the UK.
The highest arrive and drive in the UK, I reckon.
We get some, you know, it's been ex-F1 drivers who've come and driven from time to time in there as well. So yeah, I'm putting Key 25 in P2. P3, I'm putting someone who I think has definitely climbed the ranks. Maybe a lot of people put them P2. I'm going to put Rory Alexander P3. I don't know if you know too much about Rory, because I think his rise has been a bit more recent than Key or Super GT. But anything you know about Rory?
Well, I know he's fast, obviously. He doesn't seem to be as fast as Key, and he kind of specialises. Like, what does Key specialise in? Any cars, or is he more of a multi-class? He can do any of them.
I think I say Key and Rory are both probably more comfortable in like GT3s, GT4s, that sort of stuff. I don't know who's more comfortable in, say, Super Formula out of them. And I don't think a lot of these drivers like driving the road cars. It's more these sort of race cars. But I say they both go head to head in G3, G4s. I say Key is probably a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But take nothing away from Rory.
Does Rory lose his head if it goes wrong?
Rory definitely does not lose his head if it goes wrong. In fact, Rory is like a gentleman driver. Yeah. So this may be a very big exaggeration. You might get angry at me in the comments. But like, if they're side by side between me and Key, we're both going to drive off. Like, whoever's gone off, we're going to carry on.
Yeah.
If there's side by side contact between if Rory thinks it's his fault, he's probably going to wait. Sportsmanship.
Yeah.
But to unpack that a little bit, and again, going to real life racing, so you're a professional kart driver. You're there at Club 100 weekend, seeing everyone. Like, is that what happens in real life racing? Would you see people more like you sort out after? You wait for the stewards?
In real life racing, it's more like Key. You get it done. You carry on racing. What happens, and it all goes to the stewards afterwards, and that's where you find out what's happened. But that's what it's like. But then also, I dabble around in RC racing, and it's more like Rory. If you crash in RC racing and you think it's your fault, you actually stop and wait for the other person. so you both lose time. Whereas in full-size motorsport, it's kind of like let it happen, sort it out afterwards.
That's really interesting dynamics, because in RC you're there, you know, it's much more visible.
Yeah.
So you can see each other. Whereas in the kart you're there in your helmet and everything, and in sim racing you're on other sides of the planet.
Yeah.
But interesting one to think about. So number 4, I've gone in with someone who may have been higher in the past, I don't know, but definitely a legend in Gran Turismo, which is Tidgney. So Tidgney, what can we say? He has been to the World Tour, actually.
Super fast driver.
Super fast. Arguably the fastest on the list so far, because he has been to the World Tour on merit. So I think Super GT and Rory have done the celebrity ones.
The exhibition races.
Yeah, the pro-am.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been. I might be wrong, but Tidgney, sort of, don't know what to say about Tidgney. Like, very technical, very sort of
does all the track guides. Very helpful. Helps people out. It's kind of the impression I get from him.
Yeah, I think he does a bit more ACC these days. I wonder if he's almost sort of completed Gran Turismo in his mind, like he knows it inside out.
He's done it. He's got to World Finals. Yeah. Done.
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough. I wonder if Key 25 can get to World Finals, or that's name or objective, but it would be pretty cool to see. By the way, I think everyone on this list using Fantech equipment. Steve, Key, Rory Alexander, Tidgney, all using Fantech equipment.
What's that saying about the equipment?
Well, they'll all be using gifted equipment.
Okay.
But it shows that if you want to be at the top, use Fantech equipment. That's really what it shows.
Yeah.
Number 5 is someone not using Fantech equipment at the moment. I've put myself at number 5. What's there to say about me?
Personally, Sam? Overrated, washed up, could do better.
I am completely washed on Gran Turismo. I would say the difference about me is that I don't stream as much GT as much as I used to. When I stream GT, I'm now pretty much always doing lobby races. So I'm trying to do community races and like do crazy combinations, wet weather, and trying to win from the back and whatnot. And maybe a bit like Tidgney, I don't know. Like I've done so many daily races in my time that I'm just trying to explore the game in different ways.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know if I can put myself number 5. I'm going to slot myself in. Let me know if you disagree in the comments. But talking about these different personalities, it would be great to see everyone.
It'd be great to see them all come together like a World Series, but not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not in the exhibition centre, but you're all just in your own comfort, your own place. It'd be great to see everyone do it.
Maybe we do it here, set up all the rigs. I think there's probably been a handful of times where all those 5 drivers, we've raced each other.
Yeah.
Like, you can fit it on one hand.
And who wins? Where do you place?
Right now, I don't. Right now, I place myself last. I think at the peak, I don't know. I think I'm definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'm an A+ driver, but I don't think there's very few days where I beat those drivers. I have beaten Key and Super GT and Rory, obviously. But remember the championship we did with Super GT, where you and my team actually at Monza. We're going back like 4 years now, I think. Well, I won at Monza, where you like. We were both in the Corvette, weren't we?
Yeah, we were both green, I think we were.
Yeah.
And I kind of try my best. I'm nowhere near as good as you, and try my best to back everyone up a bit for you.
Basically, I beat Super GT and everyone else, but it was Sam sort of helping me out. It's a real like Kevin Magnussen sort of.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think realistically, the order of speed. That's a great question. So the top 5 Gran Turismo YouTubers, who's the fastest? I would go number 1 on Gran Turismo. I'm going to go Key 25. He's hammering the game every day. He knows it inside out. Can you get into him a little bit though? Can you play some mind games? Can you sort of start nudging him a little bit?
Yeah.
And, we'll see. Then I'm going to put Tidgney. He's got the pedigree, World Tour. I think he's got in the bag.
He's not going to fluster.
He's not going to fluster. Then I'm going to put Super GT. But the Super GT is an unknown quantity because he's doing real world racing. Like if he really applied himself on Gran Turismo, which he looks to be doing.
Yeah. Well, he's getting back into streaming again.
Yeah.
So.
Who knows? Then I'm going to put Rory, but again, this can all mix. And then I'm going to put myself. So that's how I see it. Let us know if you disagree. But that's the top 5 Gran Turismo YouTubers. Let us know who you want us to rank next, and we'll see you. Make sure to subscribe. See you next video.